Students, now we will discuss the first kingdom, that is kingdom Monera. This kingdom generally consists of eukaryotic organisms, and mostly we will study about the bacteria in kingdom Monera. So kingdom Monera, it consists of unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Unicellular means they are the single celled organisms, and prokaryotic means they lack the true membrane bound nucleus. And in this category generally bacteria are there. We will study about the bacteria, and in this category cyanobacteria is also included. Previously cyanobacteria was considered as the in the plant category or the plant kingdom, but generally they are the bacteria previously known as the blue green algae, because these bacteria are the autotrophic bacteria. They prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So previously scientists thought that cyanobacteria are the blue green algae which belong to the plant group, but afterwards, after so many discoveries, it was known that cyanobacteria are type of bacteria, but the only bacteria which prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So kingdom Monera consists of bacteria and the cyanobacteria. And what are the characteristics of bacteria? Probably the bacteria are the first living beings on the earth. They survive in all conditions such as soil, water, air, hot and cold places. You can find bacteria in hot water streams or in the cold deserts or the cold mountain areas also. They are present within the animals and human beings also. And they lack the membrane bound nucleus, which we have already told, because kingdom Monera consists of the prokaryotic organisms. So they lack the membrane bound nucleus, and their nuclear material is scattered in the cytoplasm. The cell wall of the bacteria are made up of peptidoglycan outside their plasma membrane. What is the cell wall of bacteria made? They are made up of peptidoglycan. And now we will discuss about the different types of the shapes of bacteria. Bacteria may be round, rod, spiral or comma. Round shaped bacteria are known as cocci or the coccus. Rod shape are known as bacilli or bacillus. Spiral are known as spirilla. Comma shaped bacteria is known as vibrus or vibra. And mode of nutrition is bacteria. Mostly the bacteria are heterotrophic, means they depend on other organisms, and in case of cyanobacteria they are autotrophic. They consume the chemical substance or from others or the solar energy. So when we talk about the heterotrophic, means how they depend on others. First type of nutrition is saprophytics, means the bacteria which generally depend on dead and decay animals, plants and organisms. So you can see when you bury some living organism which is died, after 2-3 months if we dig that place, you will find only the humus there. No dead animal will be remain there, because these are eaten by the saprophytic bacteria. Second type of bacteria or second type of nutrition is commensals, means these bacteria generally live inside the host body and they get benefited from the host body without harming the host body. Third type of nutrition is symbiotant, means mutual. They live in the host body, help the host body also, and they get the nutrition from the host body, such as the bacteria live inside our intestine. You have seen one ad of yogurt, the good bacteria. When you eat the curd, good bacteria from the curd, in bacteria lactobacillus are present. These lactobacillus are good for our digestion and intestine. These bacteria get nutrition from our body, and we humans are get benefited by these bacteria because they clean our intestine. Fourth type of nutrition is parasitic, means they harm the host body. Generally the bacteria which cause diseases are having the parasitic nutrition. So hope that you have understand the characteristics. They are the first living beings on earth. Then they survive in all conditions. They lack membrane bound nucleus. Their cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Their shape can be round, rod, spiral, comma. Their nutrition is mostly heterotrophic, and autotrophic is in cyanobacteria. In heterotrophic, they can be saprophytic, which lives on dead and decay. Commensals means which live on host body without harming the host. Symbiotic means they have the mutual benefit from the host body, and host body also get benefited by the symbiotic bacteria such as lactobacillus. Then parasitic, which generally harmful for the host. Now you can see in your book the shapes of bacteria. This is a simple bacterium. This is the nuclear material scattered in the cytoplasm. This is the cell wall, and these are the plasma membranes. Now you can see the shapes. These are the rod shaped bacteria. These all are bacteria you cannot see with the naked eyes, but you can see them under the microscope. These are the rod shaped, these are the spherical shape, these are the comma shaped. Students, generally the coca and bacillus may occur in single cell or pair of chain, but the coccus may also occur in the cluster of 4 or more cells. Now we will discuss about the useful bacteria. First of all, different species of bacteria lies within our intestine. They help in digestion and prevent infection by other microorganisms and produce certain vitamins. Second, they help in the dairy industry, such as lactobacillus help to make the yogurt and cheese from the milk. You know, when you want to make the curd at home, you just add a culture or the previous culture. Culture means small amount of previous curd you add in the milk, and when you keep in the warm place, after 4-5 hours you can see the milk turned into the curd. So this is due to the help of the lactobacillus. Then bacteria also help in the production of alcohol, vinegar, tea, coffee and tobacco. Bacteria are also help in the formation of antibiotics or medicines. Rhizobium are such type of bacteria which lives in the root of leguminous plants. Leguminous plants such as methi, pea, these are the leguminous plants because in their roots they have small nodules. You can see here they have the small nodules, and rhizomes lives in these root nodules, and from there they turn the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and these nitrates are taken by the plants, and the rhizome bacteria take the nutrition from these plants. So the you can see these bacteria convert the nitrogen present in the air into form that can be used by the plants for the process known as the nitrogen fixation. Means atmospheric nitrogen is converted into the nitrates. In return, they get nutrition from the host plant. Bacteria also help to clean the environment by breaking down of organic or the biodegradable waste such as dung, crop refuse, etc., which I already told in the nutrition of bacteria. These are the saprophytic, and they also help in the production of biogas, production of the compost. Bacteria also help in the production of fibers from flax, hemp, jute, and with the process of retting. What is retting? When you keep the roots of these plants or these plants you kept under the water, after some times the microorganisms, that bacteria, loosen their outermost layer, and this process is known as the retting. You know, the cords and the ropes are made up of jute, and this jute is made by the process of retting. Means bacteria loosens the outer layer and they peel the outer layer of the jute and make the ropes, etc. Some bacteria are used in tanning or process of leather. Means tanning is the process by which the leather has been formed. Now some harmful bacteria, they produce the toxins which causes a food poisoning. If you keep the food for 2-3 days, or in summers if you keep food for 5-6 hours outside the fridge, you can see, or the refrigerator, you can see the food is stale or spoiled, and if you eat that spoiled food you will get the food poisoning. Bacteria also cause diseases such as typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera, leprosy, tetanus, etc. Bacteria also causes disease in plants and animals. So this is the whole kingdom Monera. You just go through this.